Top in the morning to you. Anyways, it's your boy ChocopieSenior, man. You know, I make these things in the morning sometimes. We just read from a good book. The book is the Bible, and we go through Proverbs, the book of wisdom. I'm feeling a little weird today. Just found out I was doing Google ads and stuff to promote my videos. We're up at I'm at $17,000. 17,000 followers. But I thought owning a business, like, I know how promotions and ads go on Google Ad, but apparently I was wrong. So a lot more money came out of it than I was expecting, because I thought, now I know what to do. And I actually met a good Filipino guy on there that said, hey, my growth rate is really good. And I asked him, do you want to work with me? So he said yes. So we'll see how that goes, right? Anyways, we're not talking about that. We're talking about this book of wisdom. So let's begin. Better is a dry morsel with quietness than a house full of feasting with strife. A wise servant will rule over a son who causes shame, and will share an inheritance among the brothers. A wise servant will rule over a son who causes shame, and will share an inheritance among the brothers. Wow. I know you've seen a lot of movies like that. Huh? A wise servant. Someone that's not even a part of the family could steal away your inheritance. That's happened in TV shows, movies, Disney shows that you watched. It could be good or bad, in my opinion. Next on. The refining pot is for silver and furnace for the gold, but the Lord tests the heart. An evildoer gives heed to false lips, and a liar listens eagerly to spiteful tongue. An evildoer gives heed to false lips. A liar listens eagerly to spiteful tongue. Interesting. He who mocks the poor reproaches his maker. He who is glad at calamity will not go unpunished. I believe that's talking about people that like seeing other people in pain or dying, which is weird. But there is people like that out there. Children's children are the crown of old men. True. And the glory of children is their father. Wow. Children's children are the crown of old men, our grandfathers. And the glory of children is their father. Excellent speech is not becoming to a fool, much less lying lips to a prince. Interesting. God, there's so many weird things in your life. Look, verse 7, it says, excellent speech is not becoming to a fool, much less lying lips to a prince. I'm not gonna describe that one to you, but you can make any kind of guess on what that means for your life. A present is a precious stone in the eyes of the possessor. Whenever he turns, he prospers. He who covers a transgression seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates friends. Rebuke is more effective for a wise man than 100 blows on a fool. An evil man seeks only rebellion, therefore a cruel messenger will be sent against him. Let a man meet a bear robbed of her cubs rather than a fool in his folly. Whoever rewards evil for good, evil will not depart from his house. Whoever rewards evil for good, evil will not depart from his house. Your boy told you he has a lot of gangbanging friends, still affiliated, some not. Man, wouldn't you believe it, man? They get rewarded pretty good. What? Cash, man. It's a dope game, right? It says evil will not depart from their house. Wickedness, spirits, man. OD fentanyl overdoses. I met this young boy at the rehab. He actually prayed with me. Maybe this is going off the topic. God just put it on my mind. I'm not going to say his name. He said he's very well known. Very youngster, man. A lot of anger and pain in him. And I just caught him. He saw all the stuff God was doing. I'll have a story about my rehab experience to you guys later. But this young boy, I guess his dad was famous in Las Vegas. As a black dude, he's half white, half black. Super famous. I guess he was hustling, slinging women, all sorts of stuff. Big time in the gang. Even that's why he was on the newspapers. And I met his child there. I could see just so much anger in him. And he has some very respectful, but also you can see he'll fly off at the handle in an instant. And he got down on his knees. I forgot which part happened first, but I think he came up to me first. He's like, because I started talking to him about God and stuff. He said, hey, does God really forgive? Or I said, you have to forgive to be forgiven if you want to believe in Jesus. And he said, okay, well, there's some people I can't forgive. And I said, well, man, you got to forgive. And then this is where he comes and tells the story. Like I said, no names will be mentioned, so I'll tell the story. He said that somebody back then, they R-rated his sister, okay? And with that being said, the homeboy thought, I'm going to go do this to this fool, okay? End him, I'm using code names because I don't know how TikTok and YouTube goes. But anyways, the youngster said that, but then he said what he did was, instead of that, he found some poison, right? And he found a way. I think he laced his blunt or something, and he killed him. Well, he DOA, baby. All right, you understand? Hopefully, with these code names, you guys understand. Very serious conversation. That's what he did to the guy. And I asked him, well, I see now, because I didn't understand. So when he told me the story, I could see the tears and emotion falling up into him. And I asked him, so do you feel bad about what you did to the guy? And he said, no. So the tears were actually from him telling me, I wish I was man enough to go do it myself to him. You know what I'm saying? Physically. I was just thinking there, I was like, man, I've never had anyone that I wanted to do that to, other than possibly my dad when I was growing up. And I was like, dang. How crazy is it that you could hate someone that much, that even after you unalived them, you can still have so much hate for your actions and for yourself? And trust me, I understand it completely. Well, no, by far do I understand, but I can understand it logically. His pain, his anger. But that guy, you know what? He got on his knees in my dormitory, and I got to pray over him. And he said, in the name of Jesus, I believe in Jesus. And I said this little thing, let me tell you Christians this. I made him say the prayer where he accepts Jesus Christ into his life and that he repents of all his sins, right? That prayer. But that prayer is not this praying that saves you. You are not saved from that point on. That's my opinion. I'll get a lot of flack from people, but that's my opinion. No, now what that was is a planting of a seed, right? One person sows, one person plows, another puts seeds in the ground. I put a seed into that young man. The Lord led me to put a seed into the young man. And what happens to him afterwards, nobody knows. It says it very clearly in the New Testament. Paul says this race is like a marathon. Half of my homeboy, I've told on my vlog, sorry about my tongue twisters, all of them have fallen away from Jesus, except for your boy right here. I'm nobody special. It's just I got discipled. And I think discipleship is very important. The one thing that Jesus says for you people that are non-Christians, he says, go preach the gospel and go disciple my people and go baptize. And without that, Christians could believe in God for a second and they think it's a complete nonsense later on because life happens, right? I met a lot of other people there. He was not the other one. There was another guy named, I like this name. You ain't never going to know him. It's Giovanni. Straight from the East Coast area. Everyone's named Giovanni. That's how I can say it. But Giovanni also got down on his knees and prayed with me. I had one Satanist guy in there. I'm not going to say his name. Tall guy. Say he didn't like me when we shared in group. And I said I was a Christian. I'm an addict. He said, you're not going to like what I believe in, Chocopie. And I said, okay. I didn't know what he meant. Later, I found out that he was a Satanist. And there was another guy in our class. Demon came out. I'm going to tell this story in a better way next time. But just for this, a demon came out of the guy in our class. And I was the only one there and another guy from our class. Other guy was not a Christian. He was scared. So a demon came out. That guy told everybody, hey, Chocopie delivered a demon out of me. I look like a psychopath in the rehab, right? And then after that, the guy that's a Satanist, he came up and he said, you know what? I'm done with it. He said, F it. And he burned all the satanic stuff into a pile. Now, this is kind of a short summary of what happened to me at rehab. But it was crazy. It was crazy and God was there. That's why I believe so hard. I've seen these things. God over and over and over and over have proven himself to me. You know why? Because I don't think without seeing anything supernaturally, I would have ever believed in Jesus. And for those of you guys that haven't seen things that I've seen and that are Christian, God says you are a blessing more than me. Better for those that do not see than those that have to see. So we're done there. God bless y'all. Have a blessed day. Deuces.